First, though, we begin in Hong Kong, where it appears the last university battleground has been cleared. Police plan to enter Polytechnic University tomorrow morning to inspect the damage and handle any weapons and petrol bombs left behind. The university hopes to reopen the school soon to reduce the impact on students. The campus and nearby roads have been locked down for 10 days. Our correspondent Afifa Arifin is at the university and she joins us now. Afifa, what's the latest where you are at the university?
Well, Steve, it's a complete ghost town here at Hong Kong's Polytechnic University. There's nobody in sight. I'm right outside the campus, and if you can just look in, it's completely empty, and all that's left are the debris and the remnants of that intense standoff between protesters and the police that started 10 days ago. So we're just seeing all the umbrellas and other objects that have been left behind. Now, if you've seen some of the footage and the pictures coming out from inside the university, you would see that there are a lot of just items being left behind the protesters who have managed to get out of the university. There are petrol bombs everywhere all around the school. Some of the journalists who were inside earlier were speaking to me, and they tell me that there's this putrid smell, left behind because of all the trash and even leftover food that resulted in maggots breeding in the cafeteria. So it's really a very apocalyptic scene there. The university's management went into the school compound this morning for the second day of searching for people who could still be inside the campus. And they say that there's been no one left behind in the campus. This is something that they conveyed to the police. So the police tomorrow, they announced at the press conference earlier that they, together with the school management, will be entering the campus tomorrow. And they're doing this for two reasons. The first is that they want to clear out any offensive weapons like the petrol bombs as well as some corrosive chemicals, which the school said some of the chemicals were missing from the laboratory factories. So the police have formed a working team with some experts as well as social workers and psychologists. That's one reason why they want to enter the campus tomorrow. The second is that they want to gather evidence in relation to some of the severe damage to the facilities that have been caused by anti-government protesters who have barricaded themselves inside the compound over the last 10 days. Now, ultimately, the police say that they want to restore the university campus and to reopen the campus, although the barricade surrounding the perimeter of the school is still up, and they will do so in a very flexible and peaceful manner.
Afifa, if this is indeed the end of the university stand-up, what's the wider reading into this? Is there a sense that the movement itself might be dying down after elections?
Well, Jill, it is still very early days, so it's difficult to tell just how this movement will continue. After all, it's been, just the university stand-up at the university here has just simmered down. Having said that, though, while we are seeing some peaceful rallies taking place, these have largely been small. It's been relatively quiet here in Hong Kong. We have not seen any violent clashes between protesters and the police, especially after that landslide victory by the Pan Democrats at the local district elections on Sunday. So analysts are quite mixed about exactly how this movement will continue. One observer that I spoke to said that he thought maybe the violence, by the protesters over the last 6 months and that win by the Pan Dems could embolden the more hardcore protesters to continue the violence, as they feel that, perhaps it is the violence that has led to that landslide victory. But another observer tell me that that's not necessarily the case, simply because Hong Kongers are, majority of them are very peaceful loving, and after all, they did make their voices heard at that local district elections, which resulted in that landslide victory. Moreover, there are already thousands of people who have been arrested here at the Poly University alone. There were 1,000 people arrested over the last 10 days, so that could deter the more hardline protesters from actually going out. But like I said, it's still very early days. After all, the Carrie Lam administration, while she did accept the win by the Pan Dem, she did say that she will work with the district councillors. Her administration have not conceded any more demands by the protesters. So that's really something that we will have to continue to monitor in the coming days and weeks.
Afifa Arifin, as always, many thanks from Hong Kong, telling us there that the end of this university stand-up at least still has things up in the air as to whether or what it means for the movement as a whole.